Welcome back to another Witcher lore video. So I've decided to make today's video on something that I personally find very interesting in the Witcher universe. Mainly because it's presented very differently in both the books and the games follow a completely different, almost like it's a completely different lore to the books. So I've decided to make today's video on the White Frost. So to begin with, I did lightly touch on it in the intro, but there is massive differences between the White Frost in the books and the White Frost in the games. So to understand these differences, I'm going to have to go over each version of the White Frost. So to begin with, I'll go over what it is in the books. So in the books, the White Frost stems from Ethelin's prophecy. And to cover this prophecy briefly, it's effectively that in 3,000 years, the world will be covered in ice. Or at least a portion of the world will be covered in ice. It's a little bit confusing. And when I say the world, I'm referring to the Witcher world in which Geralt, Yennefer and Ciri all live, and are from. And in the books, it was only supposed to affect that one world. It wasn't meant to be a cosmic force that comes and surrounds the world and then consumes it in ice. It was pretty much just supposed to be an Ice Age-like event, where the world moves a little bit further away from its sun and it just freezes. That's what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be an event that was unavoidable, there was no way to stop it, but there was a way to save everybody on the world. And that way was, of course, the Elder Blood. So there's many different ways to kind of break down this prophecy, but the generally believed one is that it was meant to be that the Elder Blood can be used to move all life from that world to another. And that means that even though the world would be consumed by the White Frost, which is inevitable, all life would be saved. But a lot of people do also say that it was only meant to be elven life that was saved. But as we know, the Elder Blood ended up being passed to humans and so on, so it's all a little bit confusing. But that was what the White Frost is supposed to be in the books. It wasn't supposed to be a particular major event, as it was meant to happen 3,000 years after the events of the books, so obviously all the main characters would have been dead by that point, so it's not exactly covered in the books massively, just because it's kind of supposed to be just a legend, or a prophecy. So in the games, it expands upon this massively and changes massive amounts of it. So to begin with, the White Frost in the games is presented as almost a force of nature. It's presented as this kind of entity, almost like a god that just goes around consuming worlds, and it isn't controlled by anything and it just does it. That's just its purpose in life. And the main plot surrounding The Witcher 3 is the chase after Ciri, the fact that Eredin is chasing after Ciri. And as I'm sure a lot of you will know, the NL world, which is where Eredin is from, is currently about to be consumed by the White Frost. So they want to use Ciri's abilities to take everybody from the NL world to the N-Shay world, which is where Geralt and everyone else are from. So he needs Ciri for this invasion. So obviously this already differs massively from the books, as it presents the White Frost as the entity that I stated earlier, but it also says that the NL world is being consumed, which is something that is not happening in the books. Next, as you'll know from playing the games, Ciri stops the White Frost no matter what happens at the ending, and I'm not going to get too into spoiler territory, but you know that Ciri stops the White Frost. Whereas in the books, it was an inevitable event that you could not stop. The Elder Blood was meant to be just an emergency exit type thing. It wasn't meant to be something that could actually halt the White Frost or divert it to some other place in the universe. So to summarize it briefly, the White Frost in the books is just meant to be pretty much an Ice Age event that freezes the world, but the White Frost in the games is almost like a godlike deity, entity, or natural force that consumes worlds one after another. You can obviously decide which one you prefer. I personally think that the game one's a bit better because I quite enjoy it. I think it is a little bit confusing how Ciri can somehow stop the White Frost. Perhaps she opens some sort of portal that diverts it to somewhere else in the world. I don't really know, but it's certainly an interesting choice they made. I think it does add a lot to the game and it gave them a great story. I mean, obviously, both of them share a lot of things. For example, they're both said to be, because they're from Ethelin's prophecy, as they are meant to herald the end of the world. Or at least the beginning of the end of the world. But yeah, anyway, this video is not meant to be particularly long, so I'm just going to read Ethelin's prophecy for you guys, then go over some trivia, and then I'm going to do my outro. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video so far anyway. So it's actually thought that the White Frost is based off something in the real world, and this is something from Norse mythology. And this is based off an event in Norse mythology known as Fimbulvinter. And I think that's how you say it. And this is meant to be a winter which is like no other, and it's meant to pretty much be an ice age that precedes Ragnarok, which is the end of all things. So before I do my outro, I just want to say that a lot of people in the Witcher world, at least in the books, did not believe in the White Frost at all and just thought it was a prophecy by Ethelin, who they probably considered mad. However, it is actually stated in The Lady of the Lake that the harbours in Kovia and Povis are no longer ice-free in the winter, but they were 100 years earlier. And sunflowers and pumpkins can no longer be cultivated in Talgar and Cairngorm. So this might be a sign that global cooling has begun, but it will take at least 3,000 years until the civilization is buried by glaciers. However, yet again, it doesn't mean that it's completely accurate and true. Whereas in the games, we actually are told the White Frost is real, this is how it's happening, and this is exactly what's happening. So it's a little bit more solid than, say, the books. So in the books, it is entirely possible that it might not happen full stop. It could just be something that Etheline maybe misinterpreted one of her visions. So before I finally end today's video, I'm going to read Etheline's prophecy. Verily, I say unto you, the era of the sword and axe is nigh. The era of the wolf's blizzard. The time of the white chill and the white light is nigh. The time of madness and the time of contempt. Ted Dirde, time of the end. The world will die amidst frost and be reborn with the new sun. It will be reborn of elder blood, of Hein Itchia, of the seed that has been sown. A seed which will not sprout, but burst into flame. Estrathese, thus it shall be. Watch for the signs. What signs these shall be? I say unto you, first the earth will flow with the blood of the Enshe, the blood of the elves. Anyway guys, I hope you've all enjoyed today's video. Be sure to go and follow me on Twitter. I do updates on there pretty much whenever I post a video, and I do updates on there when anything happens. So if you follow me on there, you'll get all those. If you're interested in the channel and what's happening, thank you for following me on there. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitch, as I do games on there pretty much whenever I can. I really enjoy doing that. We all have a lot of fun. So if you come and follow me on there, you can chat to me, ask me some questions, just enjoy the stream, we can have some fun. So yeah, be sure to go and follow me on there. As always, thank you so much to the Patreon pledges. You guys are honestly just thank you so much. It's really great what you guys do, and I just want to say that you're all amazing. I'm happy to put you at the end of every single one of these videos, as honestly you all deserve it for supporting me in this way. Thank you all so much, and also of course thank you to everybody who likes the video and comments, as it all helps. You guys are awesome. As always, the links for everything I talk about in these outros are down in the description if you want to donate, if you want to follow me on either of those platforms. So thank you all so much for doing that. Anyway guys, I'll see you all in the next video. Have an awesome week.